r/askreddit. What's the cringiest teenage phase you went through? The only goth dressed all in white. Non-conform to the non-conformists. I like it. Bowl haircut, parted down the middle with the McDonald's arch in the front. Yup. I knew I had it, right when my shadow looked like the head of a D. I'm a super white ginger dude who is not cool at all. I used to wear a gold chain in high school and actively studied on how to be hip. I hate it. I hate thinking about it, and I hate you for making me think about it again. I also am a ginger/day walker. I had a Batman chain with a giant emblem. I feel you. Used to quote depressing lyrics on MySpace to let my girlfriend know I hated being with her, but I didn't have the balls to break up with her. When she would ask why I wrote that, I'd bluff and say, "It's just a song, lol." I was a otaku who said unironically Nyan and called all my friends their names, but ended with Chan. Thank God it was just a phase. I was a weeb and also a goth. Double whammy. When someone asked why I was always wearing black lipstick and eyeshadow that made me look like a recently punched raccoon, I sadly said I just want my look to reflect how I feel inside. Haha. Crushes on teachers and actively pursuing my coach romantically while I was under 18. He leaned into it a bit. I think he liked the attention and flirting, but looking back, yeesh. Essentially led to something when I was 19, but I was just grossly persistent and embarrassing. Makes me think about how clearly unfinished my brain was. Yep, had a massive crush on a young teacher when I was in high school who I got along very well with. My dramatic teenage brain felt like I would never see him again after I graduated, so I tried to give him my number at the end of senior year. He very politely declined. That's mortifying just on its own, but the stupidest part of it is that he's someone I ended up seeing on a very regular basis for years after graduating due to a common interest and still see now, and then 10+ years after graduating. Had I not been insane in the membrane, I would have realized that at the time and could have contented myself with thinking that maybe something might happen down the line after he got to know me as a person and not a student. To be clear, nothing ever happened, and he had/has absolutely no interest in me whatsoever, and rightly so. We just get along swimmingly on a platonic level. But if I hadn't been so panicked and dramatic, I wouldn't have to be a 30-year-old who still occasionally wakes up at 3 AM and remembers that I once tried to give my phone number to a teacher. Ah, youth. Pretending that I was an alien disguised as an earthling sent to this planet to observe humans through friendship. I don't know how those who became my friends during that phase stayed my friends. Also, I'm thankful I don't remember much of it. When I thought my sexuality was my personality, I wiped everything from my social media accounts purely because of all the cringe. Give us more. We want to bask in the schadenfreude. I used to draw X's on my knuckles because I thought it made me hardcore. Being a scene kid, walking round town listening to Blood on the Dance Floor with a free hugs sign and yelling raw at people telling them I loved them and I know saw. I cringe at the thought of it. What was I even thinking? I would literally punch someone in the face if someone did that to me now. A girl I went out with asked me to grow my hair long. I complied. She eventually left me, and I thought, hey, this girl likes men with long hair. Pretty sure others do as well. Nope. I wasn't successful with women until after I got my hair cut. Thinking back, my hair was quite silly. Being a scene kid, but don't you dare call me scene kid, because labels are for soup cans. But also please, I'm so desperately trying to be seen and acknowledge that, just not out loud. Raw. XD. Mid-90s rude boy scout, long, plaid skater shorts, dress shirt and suit jacket, dumb hat, skank circles. Did you have a trumpet on a guitar strap too? I would have, if I'd thought about it. Openly reading edgy books hoping people would notice. When I wouldn't wash my hair. I can't even give you a good reason other than laziness. I also had bangs, so they were always greasy and made my forehead break out terribly. And I wondered why no one wanted to be my friend. Facepalm. Parachute pants. DND is evil. Christian phase. I was not, and currently am not, attractive. However, I was in middle school when the pop the collar, wear a random ass tie around your neck for no reason phase was super popular. I wear cargo shorts and Minnesota Twins t-shirts exclusively at this time. I showed up to school wearing a untucked, button-down shirt, Hollister t-shirt, American Eagle shoes, and a random ass tie around my neck. Girl I had a crush on approaches me before I even get to my locker and says looking good Scott. I open my locker, look in my mirror, sigh, and took off the tie. Never wore that shit ever again. It was a shameful day, but one that I'm still proud of in the end. I was that guy trying to be as random as possible in an attempt to be funny. Frosted Tips. Hey, my friend had those, except it was 2 years ago. There were a good few years during ages 12 to 15 where I tried to convince everyone including myself that I was a robot. I have no idea why. I had all these explanations as to how I grew, pneumatic bones, and how my brain was actually a computer. During Truth or Dare my biggest secret was always I'm actually a robot. So cringy. Everyone thought I was trolling, but to be honest I actually believed it myself. Now looking back I kind of view those times as undiagnosed mental issues that presented in weird ways, but by God, everyone thought I was the weirdest person ever, and I don't even blame them. Classic rock/metal phase in early middle school. Back then I found out my crush who was 4 years older than me liked Pink Floyd, so I thought that letting him know that I listened to them too would get him to notice and talk to me. So I drew the Dark Side of the Moon album art on an A4 paper with colored pencils, because I wasn't able to print it, and I wasn't able to buy any merch, and put it in my binder, and just kept walking past him, while holding the binder. Spoiler alert, that didn't work. My shock humor phase. Most of my jokes were dirty and offensive. It made people laugh. Middle school, but I was trying too hard. It's still a part of my personality, I just don't do it as much. The depressing poetry. I was 14 and that was deep. Climbing dangerously high buildings and objects, attempting self-taught parkour, sometimes with my hood up. I was a big Assassin's Creed fan. I cringe because I look at some of the things I climbed at 12, 13 thinking holy fork, you were so stupid you could have easily fucking died. Never had any serious injuries thankfully, just the odd grazed knee or bruise. Not me but a friend. She would carry a brown paper lunch bag with mixed nuts in it everywhere she went for a few months. Constantly talking about her brown nutsack. She really committed to that joke. In high school, I was obsessed with Jersey Shore and tried so hard to look/act like a Gidette in Missouri. I'm not even the slightest bit Italian. Twilight Saga phase. Can't wrap my mind around the idea of why I thought it would have been a good idea to whip out the good old Photoshop CS2, desaturate my skin, overlay yellow over the eyes and upload that shit onto Facebook as a profile picture. Didn't look anything like a Cullen vampire at all. The I hate teenagers. I still do at 35. Yup. Hated most people 20 years ago, and I still hate most people. Smiley face. Getting arrested for shoplifting cigarettes mere hours after dyeing my hair bright blue put a cumulative end to 3 of my cringiest teenage phases. At one point I thought I looked cool taking pictures of myself with my eyes closed in black and white filters. Nope, I was just stupid. The pictures were blurry AF. Phase. I still wear tight black jeans and metal t-shirts. My man. In my 30s now, and I still see children dressed like preps in whatever's fashionable. But dark jeans and band t-shirts will always be the best attire. Nope, this thread can fork right off. I purged my live journal for a reason. That shit needs to stay in the past. Thanks for watching.